Hey, I'm Kev, and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Rider Career Has. Last time out, we finished the first third of the season with a very successful outing in Italy around Mugello. But then we had this question posed at the end of the episode, and I think after the pace we were shown with the Leopard Racing team, Patrick McDonald will stay with them for the next third of the season. As after his second victory of the year, he'll be heading to a second visit to Spain and Catalonia high on confidence. As here we are warming up for a qualifying effort. 2 laps for Patrick McDonald to grab another pole. Even though that pole in Mugello is a bit of an anomaly compared to the other 5 races where he's been qualified mid-pack mostly, so you'll see around Catalonia if he actually does have qualifying pace, as well as the race pace which he has demonstrated at most of the races, even he hasn't been fortunate in some of them. But he's right up there in the championship now. I'll say right up there, still Connect leads by over a race win, but Patrick McDonald is definitely up there now with his teammate. As we're in his home round once again, one mere in Catalonia, on the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. More known for 4-wheel racing in 2. But let's turn into a fixture in the Grand Prix Motorcycle Canada. It's a very tricky circuit for bikes, as you may have noticed, we're mid-session with Patrick McDonald. Not at the beginning. Going a bit later for a change. See if he does better with something to aim at. You can see he's doing well at the moment. Right up there, the front runners who are posted a 55.7. Now he's got to go down the inside. I believe that's Rodrigo, or it could be Guevara in this home race. But that may have cost him some time having to take a shower line into that left-hander, or not. Look at that, 6/10 up. Definitely getting used to this Leopard now. You go through Campsa or slightly wide, taking out in 3rd gear. But turned in slightly late did Patrick McDonald. Well, he's pretty well onto the power. And he's lost 4/10 of a second in that sector. It's now into the final sector. There's no flow here, really. It's all about this last chicane and nailing it in this complex, which thankfully the bikes will only have to visit this year. Goes back to the older layout next year. As he goes through the final corner, he can virtually flat out in a Moto3 bike and races for the line. It's going to be very close, or not. 6/10 of a second. He grabbed back those 4/10 in the final sector, but Patrick McDonald is not done yet. Let's see if we can improve again. And this next to that, breaking even deeper into the first corner, taking all that inside curve through the second corner, and he's 2/10 up on his own fast as that, as he mauls the inside curve through turn 3. Tests the track limits as well. Reaches 5th gear into the right hander. You get on the power very early. You're just chucking this Moto3 bike at the corners. It is fantastic to ride around. There you go, it takes a bit of a deeper line into that left-hander, but they cost him some breaking a bit too deep. But we'll see. There he goes, lost the 10th. Well, he's a 10th down, he's lost 3/10 in that sector. Now going up the hill towards Campsa. Or same result as the previous lap. Turned in a bit earlier, but still braked a bit too late for the corner. But he gains back at that time. He's a 10th up again, is Patrick McDonald. There's all Ramirez down in his home race. And McDonald getting bought by other Patrick. Finish Patrick getting in the way of our Patrick. Let's go for the final sector. He's got a Peugeot in the way. Managed to sneak around the outside though. Now through the final corner, it is for that to use that much curb. He was a bit wide on the exit, does Patrick McDonald, but he's got a bit of a toe as well coming from in front. And he dips into the 55, that's almost into the 54. It's a 10th of a second faster once again. And Magello wasn't a fluke, it's a second pole in a row for Patrick McDonald ahead of Canet and Mir, with Martin in for the Spanish car. I won't be happy about that. With Bulliger in 5th and Finati in 6th. McPhee ran out the podium, or ran out the third row, should I say, ahead of DJ Antonio and Antonelli. On the podium last time was the Game Rider in 10th though, with Bastion in 11th, Hotel in 12th. Looking further down right at the back is Finish Patrick. So can our Patrick win another race? As we look at the grid once again, Patrick McDonald going with that soft front, medium rear in the race. It certainly has paid off since he changed that a few rounds ago. But looking down the field, saw Bastianini outside the top 10 in 11th. Top Persia there, Kornfeld in 18th. Top Mahindra there, Porter in 20th. And you've got Eustace Top Smith every over and out won't happen. The run to the line, see all those riders jumping McDonald on the warm-up that.
Warm-up lap complete then, the riders have taken up their position.
So we are revving up the engine, waiting for the lights up here. And go out for this 6-lap race. Esmeralda's got a good jump, but so has Canet, who's getting a whole shot heading towards the first corner. Very long run to the first corner, especially on these Moto3 bikes as they build towards 130 miles per hour, braking around 50 metres into the first corner. And it's like Patrick McDonald's held off Arnold Canet. He was slightly wide through the second corner though. But it's Mir who's taken second. It's the Leopard 1-2 with Canet in third to go for the long right-hander of turn 3. Now braking into the second corner. Or should I say right-hander? Second right-hander in a row. Gets it down the second. And down the second again through the left. And Patrick McDonald's just hooked up around this second. Look at this hitting apexes all the time. As Canet gets past Mir for second. And look at that for McDonald. Got 7/10 of a second lead. And those first two sectors are really his. The second after that. Well, this sector's not McDonald's, but then the next sector is. So, bit of to and fro in the second half of this lap. As you break into the hairpin. And you can see Canet grabbed back some time and almost getting wiped out with Patrick McDonald from behind. Some riders have outbraked themselves. As you go through the right-hander. Being brave on the pedal there. McDonald looked like the bike was trying to get away from him. Just as that corner did. And they're keeping it in second through the chicane. Well, it feels clumsy in any type of car or bike you take that chicane in. As that's a bit of a sloppy run onto the front stretch. He may be slipstream in towards the first corner. As Donald leads ahead of Canet. And Mir going on to second out. Oh, he's got a second gap. Maybe he won't be slipstream. He brakes around 50 metres again. Bit too deep. Maybe we need to brake at 55 instead. But look at, he's gained 2/10 on Canet. Now through the long right hand, he got that power early. It's very much looking like Patrick McDonald's race once again. Well, in the first third of the season, he definitely has had the pace. He had fast laps almost everywhere. Just not being able to back them up with the results, such as in Qatar when he was losing the front under braking late in the race. In Argentina, caught up to the front pack, but just didn't quite have the pace in the last few laps of that race. A bit thanks to the tyre choice he made. Just having softs instead of having this medium rear, which he now likes to go with. I mean, look at the tyres in the bottom right. No wear at all. We've almost come up to a third of the race. 2 laps. As we reach very deep into the hairpin. That's a breast braking point, but no one's making moves there apart from Mir on Canet for second. Out of the Spaniards. It's the Leopard 1-2 again. And Australia gets it down to third. But then for McDonald's, you saw around the circuit they made the most brutal race so far this season, where he just got beat up on the first lap, trying to make moves, got caught out from his opponents, then made his way through the field, maybe not at the rate he would have liked. He sets a 56.1, way faster in qualifying. And he's got an almost 2-second lead over his teammate. Bet Mir didn't expect to have his arse handed to him by his teammate already. Well, it's happening as Canet gets ahead of Mir back for second. Be interesting to see how that plays out on the run to the line. The final of that. In America, yeah, he made his way through the order and then on the final that getting caught up by someone else's accident. So it's only non-point scoring race of the season so far in America. A circuit where he really did expect to be strong. Patrick McDonald. And it just did not happen, even though he did get the fastest lap in that race again, 3 from 3. And he definitely got it in Jerez. Spain at the 4th round, he's got over a 2-second lead now ahead of Canet and Mir as they're battling like a hell for second. But in Jerez, that was the race he wants to always have, battling through the field, no incidents. Just rode superbly there, that he was not going to be denied. As Mir gets back past Canet for second. Fight for Spanish Pride here in the second Spanish round of the season. We've still got Aragon in the season finale at Valencia to come. Well, that's quite a way away. Patrick McDonald is focusing on the title this season in Moto3, and if he just rides like this, if your teammate battles like a hell behind, taking points off Canet, you never know. As he's going to the second half of the race with a 2.5 second lead for McDonald, ahead of Mir with Canet in third. There you go, braking it around 60 metres, that's even better than 55. So Canet back up to second ahead of Mir into that first corner. It'll be interesting with the run to the line if someone can get a move done before the start-finish line at the end of the race. Like we have seen in the past round here with especially Rossi on the Renzo. That's more moving the final corner of the final lap in 2009, but one of the most special moves ever in MotoGP. We're going back to Patrick McDonald. It's going to season review. France, he just got screwed up by the VR46 riders, speaking of the doctor. The Sky Italia team, both riders had a nibble at McDonald. And he definitely had the pace there, another fastest lap. He had the pace to win, like he demonstrated in Mugello last time out. What, too many incidents in that race meant he got a disappointing result in France, considering his pace. But he definitely didn't in Mugello despite another incident, getting caught out, battling at the front. So that's something that Patrick McDonald's definitely got to tighten up, all these incidents. When we're talking about the race here, he's had maybe 1 clean race in a race, 2 if you count Argentina as well, out of 6. That's not a good strike rate. You also talk about qualifying as well, such in America where he had an incident in qualifying, in Qatar, but it just forced him to start lonely down the field and fight his way through it, and that's maybe leading to incidents as well. So you're seeing with the last couple of rounds in Mugello and here, good qualifying. These are good races. Quiet races, or quieter races. Of course, you have the big slipstream battle in Mugello. You don't have that as much here. More battling through the corners, and McDonald's a master of that. Probably would have helped if it was raining as well. You look at the conditions over here, very cloudy. It's slightly cloudy in qualifying, got worse for the race, but you can see it's holding off the rain at the moment. Not likely to come as you got a lap and a half to go. Patrick McDonald leads by a country mile as you go through Campsa. Getting on the power, really trying to get out. But still nicking in the bottom right, that tyre wears virtually non-existent. So about to head on to the final half of this race. Me and Canet still battling like a hell for second. 3.5 second gap to his teammate. I should say Canet. He gets past him into that hairpin. Let's go through the final sector. Finally nailing that is McDonald. Bit late in this race, but he's finally getting the grips to it. This final sector as you go on to the start finish straight and on to the final that. A dominant performance in Catalunya with another pass at 55.4. There's he finding this at that time. 4 seconds there with Canet. Mir in third. Who's going to win the Battle of Spain behind? Let's go through the first couple of corners. Mir past Canet into that first corner, but can he hold him off into the hairpin at the end of the back straight? That's the more important question for Mir. Yes, he's got second for the time being, but he's still got one hell of a battle on his hands to keep it. Well, for McDonald, he's had no battles this race. He saw everyone at the start and then buggered off. As Canet gets past Mir into the right-hander. You can see Mir trying to fight back, but Canet holds on. So now it's advantage to Mir maybe to make that move into the hairpin at the end of the back straight. Then hold on for the rest of the sector where there's not much opportunity for passes. Maybe a final corner if you're brave enough. Maybe to run onto the line if you get a good final corner. But now we're approaching the corner where the passing move does happen. And I do wonder what the rest of the field looks like as well. We saw it a bit mixed up in Mugello. We'll see if it is again. It's 1.5 second lead for McDonald. And Mir makes that move into the hairpin. Make it Leopard 1-2. Leopard gets hard on the power. Climbing the hill, now dropping down it. Through the tight right. Through the chicane for the final time. For the first time in Moto3, Patrick McDonald is about to make it. 2 wins on the trot, his third of the season with Leopard. What a race. But who has grabbed second behind him? As you rate to see behind, it was Mir. 7 seconds behind his teammate, but Leopard 1-2 beating Canet by a couple of tenths of a second, with Biller going 4th, Martin 5th, McPhee 6th, Fanati 7th, Otel 8th, Big 9th, Bashini 10th, Anthony 11th, DJ Antonio 12th, Liv Oloi, another Leopard in 13th, Nuruddin in 14th, and Rodrigo rounding out the points ahead of his teammate Guevara by a couple of tenths of a second. That's not good on his Spanish teammate in his home race. What are you doing, Rodrigo? Just looking further down, you've got Della Porta on the Mahindra at the back. So in the championship, McDonald climbs to third ahead of Fanati, and he's just 30 points behind Arnold Canet, who leads by just 22 points ahead of teammate Mir. Has Migno rounds out the top 5, but he's a bit adrift, 50 points behind the Spaniard, and 13 points behind his fellow countryman Fanati. Then we've got Bashini in 7th, Martin in 7th, Bulliger in 8th ahead of Dijan Antonio. Then McPhee rounds out the top 10. There's no other changes in the order. 20 rows scored so far this season. We've got Finnish Patrick at the back. As in the constructors standings, Honda leads by 74 points ahead of KTM, and Persia Mahindra yet to score. There's, yes, very happy is McDonald as the clones are celebrating. Oh, they're going to be partying tonight. So is Mir. And so is the whole team. Has perfect reputation weekend once again for McDonald. As next time out we head to the Netherlands, to the Cathedral, to the classic TT circuit. Assen. Can McDonald keep the streak going and build the pressure on Arnold Canet? Find out next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.